A lot. A lot. How many days you give me to talk about the significance? A lot, a lot. Honestly speaking, with no exaggeration, if we are to sit and do the translation of Suratul Fatiha, interpretation of Suratul Fatiha with no exaggeration, we need days. Then you will understand why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked you to. It is the greatest surah ever given to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, regardless of its size, but it has everything in the religion, everything. That's why it is called Quran, because it is a summarized version of the whole content of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Quran, if you look at it, it contains three things: either Tawheed, the Aqidah issues, or Ibadah, or history, Akhlaq and manners. Surah Al-Fatiha has all of it. The first part of it, until the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Malik Yawmiddin, you are talking about Aqidah issues, Tawheed, with all of it kind. Asma wa Sifat, Rububiyyah, Uluhiyyah, they're all there. There are only three verses, but everything is there. In detail. If we start talking, you will see how they're all there. So the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be given the very professional way, in the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. I mentioned the first part of Surah Al-Fatiha. You come to the middle, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. These are the ibadat issue. How to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how to do the worship. You get it? What to do and how to get the best way to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The last part tells you, which is the history and the akhlaq and the manners. When you say, إِهْدِنَا الصِّرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ, Allah guide me to the right path. The Prophet ﷺ in another hadith, he explained what the right path means. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah An-Nisa also talks about the right path, Sirat al-Mustaqim. He says, Sirat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim min al-nabiyyin wa siddiqeen wa shuhada'i wa salihin. That leads you to read about those Anbiya. You go on, who are these Anbiya? Then it guides you to the history. You go and read for years, finish, and then come back to who? As-Siddiqeen. People like Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Umar radiallahu, those great companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also back there, time of Isa, time of Musa alayhi, and the disciples of all of those prophets. You have to read about them. How did they succeed in life? You get it? Was shuhada, and those people who sacrificed their life, we already know them. You have to read about their biographies. Very beautiful biography. Was shuhada, it was salihin, and the righteous people. These are infinity number, endless of people. So if you look at Surah Al-Fatiha, regardless of the size, but it guides you to almost everything you need in this life. So the scholars said, in short, is a strong reminder by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that keep you in touch with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why whenever you read, you say Alhamdulillah, Allah will reply you. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Allah will reply you. Malik Yawmiddin, Allah will reply you. Iyyaka na'budu, Iyyaka nasta'in, Allah will reply you and tell you, this is between me and you, and whatsoever you ask, I'm going to grant you your request. And then when you say Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, this is between me and you will have definitely what you have requested. So the scholar said, because of its content, and the size is so small, you can remember. It's not like Surah Al-Baqarah, you forgot which one comes the last. But this one is very small. You can remember. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invites you to read it 5 times in a day. Right? So you come in the morning, the early morning, for Fajr. You read Surah Al-Fatiha. So it's like covenant between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How your life is, to be done. You take a promise that you will never associate partner with Allah, and you worship Him exactly in the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed, because He says, Iyyaka na'budu. How to do the ibadah? You go to the last ayah when the ayah asks you to study the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you learn how he worshipped. So that means you're going to practice your life according to the Sharia. You're going to practice your ibadah according to the Sharia. You will do everything like that. That was the promise and the agreement between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the early morning. You have how many hours? Around 8 hours till Zuhur. You get it? Around 6 to 7 hours till Zuhur. You forgot. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought you back for 5 to 10 minutes, right? The good ones go for 10 minutes, some of them less than that. You get it? To remind you, okay, don't forget your promise. That's why you see, by the time you come out of the masjid, how are people? So good. I met a brother in Medina. He says, Wallahi, I wish people, they will remain as they used to be inside the masjid before they come out. When they come out of the masjid, you will see alamun akhar, another planet. This is who they are. But look at people, when they finish the prayer, they become very humble, very good. After a few hours, they forgot. So you can see that the wisdom behind bringing you 5 times in a day. This is what we can understand. What is behind that of wisdoms which only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows is far greater than what we know. But these are just a glimpse, some indications about what Fatiha means. Right? That's the best surah to be discussed and the best thing to be mentioned to the people. It's the best reminder that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Thank you for the question and giving me the assignment.